All right, so the first thing you guys need to do is you need to blank or calibrate your spectrometer. All right, the calibrate is under experiment, so we go to experiment and we go to calibrate, and then we click on spectrometer 1, and then we wait for the little window to come up. The window's going to come up. We allow our spectrometer to warm up. You can look inside there and make sure you see the lamp, see that it's warming up. If it hasn't warmed up yet, then you want to wait for it to warm up. If it's already warmed up, you can say skip warm up, and then you put in a cuvette that has water in it. Okay, so I have to go put some water into this cuvette. You want to make sure that the cuvette is about 3/4 full, because if it's not 3/4 full, then the light won't shine through the solution that you have in it. Also, you have to make sure you look at the clear end and not the hazy end. You can see how this end is hazy and this is clear. Well, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's important that you look through have it insert into the spectrophotometer so that the clear end is facing along this way. The clear end is along this way, so put it in like that. Okay. Alright, so I put that in, and it says place the blank cuvette in. I just finished calibration, and then the calibration finishes there. And then I say OK, and now I'm ready to collect. So I just push collect like that, and I can see the spectra showing up here along the bottom, right? And that should be my colorless, my clear spectra. So again, this is just the spectra of the water. But now I can put my samples of copper sulfate or cobalt chloride in. So I make my solutions of cobalt chloride, and then put them in, and when I put them in, I should see, oops, I didn't get enough cobalt chloride. Okay, so now I have a concentrated sample, put it in, and I'm going to see an absorption spectra of my sample right here. So I want to make sure that this stays smooth down here and doesn't go into the negative. If either of those things happen, if it gets too jagged or goes into the negative, this isn't too bad, this is alright, then I should recalibrate. And you might want to recalibrate every once in a while. Alright, so after I have the spectra, I push stop, and then I go into File, and I export as CSV, and then I'm going to save this as something called my stock solution. Save it somewhere where I'll know where it's at. Push save, and then I can go into that folder, that file that I just saved, and open it, and it will open as an Excel file. And then I highlight it, and then I insert as a scatter plot like that. All right. So there I have maybe my stock solution, and then I go back. And I get a second one this time. So this one's going to be a more dilute solution. Put in my more dilute solution, maybe my 60%. Erase and continue. Alright, so now I have my 60%. I push stop again. I file. I export as CSV. And then I can save this one as maybe my 60%. Save. Go and I look at it again, I double click on it. Now sometimes when you open your file, it doesn't open as XY data like this. Sometimes it's all in one column. If that's the case, you have to go into data here and go text to columns and convert it to delimited and then have a comma and then you just say finish and that'll work. Mine opened up fine though, so I highlight this. And I'm going to, this time, instead of making a graph, I'm going to copy the information and put it into this one here. Push paste there. So now I have the second graph here that I can insert that second graph. And this one here, I can copy, Control C, and then paste on top of it. And I can delete this one now. And and I can go making my figure here, right? My figure, which is going to have the various concentrations. And then after I have a variety of these, a number of these, the 100 stock, the 80%, 60%, 40%, 20%, 10%, I'm going to plot the concentration. Now, the concentration needs to be in molarity, so you have to identify what the molarity of those concentrations are versus the absorbance at the maximum wavelength. Okay, so I look at the maximum wavelength here, which is about, look right here, rest my cursor here. There, 512.301. So an absorbance max is 512. I'm going to plot 0.301. Let's say my concentration I found was 0.061, something like that. All right. So I plot then my concentrations versus my absorbance max. So this one was, let's say, 30% concentration. So maybe it's 0.02, something like that. Then this one, what did I say? At 512, I have to identify the concentration, or the absorbance at 512. So here. So there it is, about 0.14. Okay? Alright, and then I'm going to be able to make this plot here, which will, after I have all the points in it, turn out to be my standard curve that relates. On the x-axis here I have concentration, and on the y-axis I have the absorbance at the peaks. And then with my unknown, I'm going to be able to put that into the trend line that I get here. Which will relate my concentration to the absorbance. And you're going to have to do that for the cobalt chloride here. And then use the first unknown to find out what the concentration of the cobalt chloride is in the first unknown. Then you're going to have to do the same thing with copper sulfate and find out the concentration of the copper sulfate and the cobalt chloride in the second unknown. All right.